Hey guys, welcome to day 20 of 100 Days of Code. Today is really exciting because we're going to be using the knowledge that we've gained about object-oriented programming as well as what we learned about how to use the turtle module to build the famous snake game. Now, this is probably one of the most famous mobile games there ever was, and it's definitely one of my favorite. And my history with it goes back all the way to my very first mobile phone, the Nokia 3310. I might be showing my age a little bit here, but this was my first ever mobile phone. And I remember loving it so much that I actually had it next to my pillow when I went to sleep. And this was probably one of the first affordable mobile phones, and it was endlessly customizable with different cases and different keys. But the most exciting thing about it was the snake game. I would compare with my friends and see who got the highest score in Snake, and we would spend days and days playing this game. And compared to the iPhone games of today, of course, this was very, very simple, but nonetheless, it is still super addictive. Over the next 2 days, this is the game that we're going to build. A snake game that has a moving snake which you control using your keyboard, and it can go and get food, and then it grows in length as it eats more food, and you have to make sure that you don't end up getting tangled or hitting the wall, and the goal is to eat as much food as you can while staying alive. There are some people who are truly masters at this game, which I personally am not, but they manage to get their snakes to crazy lengths and start having these strategies for how you can avoid hitting your tail and how you can keep going. So once you've built your snake game, you'll be able to play with it and you'll be able to show off your high scores to the rest of us, but I'm sure you're going to do a lot better than me. It's not that hard to beat me at Snake. As always, when we're thinking about a complex problem, the first step is to break down the problem. And I'm going to break down this problem of building the snake game into 7 separate steps. And the way we're going to do it is we're going to tackle the first 3 steps on day 1 and the last 4 steps on day 2. So we're going to split up this game into 2 parts and we're going to tackle it over 2 days. The first step is to create a snake body. And we're going to do that by creating 3 squares on the screen, all lined up next to each other. And then we're going to figure out how to move the snake so that it continuously moves forwards, and all we have to do is tell it to change direction. Afterwards, we're going to figure out how to control the snake using keyboard controls. So we're going to be using the up, left, down, and right arrow keys to move our snake across the screen. And that is what we're aiming for by the end of today, day 20. On day 21, we're going to continue and we're going to build out the last 4 steps of the snake game. Then we'll need to start putting some food onto the screen and start to detect collision with the food, so that once the snake hits the food, then a new piece of food gets created randomly on the screen at some sort of random location. And then it's a matter of keeping track of the score and creating a scoreboard. So we're going to learn how to write text in our program so that once the snake hits a piece of food, the score automatically updates. And then next, we're going to figure out when the game should end. So one of the cases when the game should end is when the snake has collided with the wall. And at this point, we should see game over show up on screen and the snake should no longer move. And then finally, the other reason why our game could end is when the snake has collided with its own tail. So the snake basically can't chase its own tail, and as the snake gets longer, this problem is more likely to occur. And when the head hits any part of the body of the snake, then it's again game over. So these are the 7 steps that it takes to create the snake game. And once you're ready, we're going to get started with step 1 on the next lesson. So I'll see you there.